What's up, man? What's going on, guys? Welcome to SMD Fishing. If you're here for the first time, I do appreciate you joining in. And welcome back to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys' support along this journey. And I can't thank you guys enough. Got a new little setup here. We're going to see how this goes. Let me know if you guys like this kind of setup. Just trying to be a little versatile, give you guys a little better quality content. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below if you're already a subscriber. And if you're not, I appreciate your input too. But you guys know the topic. We're going to get straight to it. What kind of line should I buy as a beginner with bass fishing? Now, this topic can heavily be debated, for a good period of time, depending on who you're talking to, what part of the country. A lot of different opinions may go into this topic. But again, this is my beginner's guide, beginner's crash course for bass fishing. So I'm trying to keep it super simple so anyone can make a good choice on, what to purchase. And again, a lot of items that I purchase are budget friendly. And everything that I recommend is going to make sure it's good quality and not too hard on your wallet. So if you guys already seen that last video, whether to purchase a spinning rod or a bait caster first, let me know in the comment section below what you guys bought first. And like I said in my last video, I bought a bait caster first. Again, we're gonna get to what line you need now. So you got your setup, you got your rod and reel. So real quick, there's a couple different types of line. Okay, if you guys see that, you can't necessarily tell the difference between these three here. These three white or clear type lines. This one's braid, of course, right? Well, if you didn't know. This is braid. Next one is going to be monofilament. Next one's copolymer. Next one is straight fluorocarbon. Now, I've tried all these and, just to experience and see what I liked about them. This is all going to be my personal opinion of which you guys should be purchasing first. Each one of them have their own benefit. And as you get further on in bass fishing, you'll definitely figure out what works best for you. Especially, like I said, where you're at in the country, with time of year, season, things like that. Type of cover structure you're throwing your lure into, all that goes into play when you're talking about line. So I'm not going to get too far in depth and detail on this line topic. I'm going to go with the two that I purchased first. We just said two. I know I said which one, but the two, because I ended up buying a second rod. And you're going to love the second one, okay? First one's fluorocarbon, and I don't think anyone out there is going to disagree that that's a great choice, period, overall. It's fluorocarbon line. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying if I were to choose which I'm telling you, the two that I chose first, fluorocarbon line, and the second one's braid. And again, like I said, I believe every single type of line for bass fishing has their own purpose. Fluorocarbon line in itself can go through a variety of baits, man. I predominantly have fluorocarbon tied on, and I'll tell you why I said braid in a second as my second choice. So through your research, you're gonna, hear some guys say, certain lines have X amount of stretch, monofilament, copolymer. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it super simple. Fluorocarbon line is depending on brand, of course. I'm not saying you got to go to the most expensive in the world. I think two good brands that may be good to start with are these two here, P-Line Tactical and Seaguar, Brazex. Those are good starting points. I think this one was about $20 for 200 yards, which should spool you up a couple times. And a little less for the P-Line. So I don't think that's too super expensive as far as a fluorocarbon line with good, durability. So I think those are a good choice, period, to start with as far as brand. And there's a bunch of other brands out there, but those two I have tied up, so I can at least speak for those two. And again, through your research, you're going to learn a lot of stuff like line memory, things like that. How your line will create its own little coil, or it'll stay bundled up. When the line is actually out. And that's, like I said, I don't want to get too far in depth. But again, fluorocarbon line will take you pretty much almost across the board in bait. Fluorocarbon line definitely can accommodate for lighter baits, medium-sized baits, and some heavier baits. Each line is going to come with a weight, or supposedly a weight in which it can handle, or strength that it can handle before it actually breaks. Eventually, I'm going to do a video on that. Coming up, I'll have you guys, I'm going to do a knot. I'm going to say the top two knots you need to learn. And I'll literally have a video of testing the strength of that knot. And of course, out in the real world, real life situation, that may vary. But it's just a simple test. But I'll go over that later in another video as far as going over the strength of a line, or a certain fishing line. But again, like I said, I chose fluorocarbon first. Like I said, that can cover a lot of bases of fluorocarbon. The benefits of fluorocarbon is that the line is able to sink. Okay, that's the opposite of braid. Braid floats, fluorocarbon sinks.
Let's get it, man.
And like I said, there's a couple of different types of line out there that will do a variation. So again, fluorocarbon line, 9 times out of 10, as a beginner, you're going to be throwing things that are going to be, sinking down to the bottom, running lower in the water column itself. 9 times out of 10, like I said, I feel fluorocarbon can definitely cover a lot of bases as far as baits, period. Are there any cons of fluorocarbon? I can't necessarily think of any. Except for, if you purchase from a certain company, it might have a lot of line memory. Like I said, you can research line memory. Or it might not be as durable as far as say you're tossing a little, plastic worm into a area that has bushes or trees or something like that, and you catch a fish, and the fish, may wrap you around the tree or something like that, and it snaps your line off like that. There's certain companies, like this one here, who has produced their line to be a little more durable than other companies. Not saying this is the best in the world, but I'm saying I like it. I have it tied on for a reason. Nothing against anyone else, but this is what I'm trying lately, and I'm liking. So and that one was called Seaguar BrazeX. But again, that can be a con to some fluorocarbon line, especially when you go to lighter test line, 8, 10, stuff like that. It depends on where you're at, depends what you're throwing. A lot of factors go into play. But if, like I said, for a first time person, I would say get a line between, I guess that depends on bait. If I were to pick just one test if I were just to pick one, like I said, test, like this is 17 pound, I would say go with 15. 15 pound line can cover a lot of different aspects when it comes to lure. Like I said, diving baits, baits that you'll cast and reel. I think 15 pound line, fluorocarbon line, will do you just fine as far as a starting point. And again, as you get further into it, you'll know when to use 12, when to use 15, when to use 17 pound line. I'm talking about pounds. When to use 20 pound line, or maybe 25, depends on the situation. As you get further into it, but I believe a good happy medium for me, in my personal opinion, is 15 pound line. That'll run your crankbaits. That'll run square bills. That'll run chatterbaits. That'll run good. I've seen people set hooks with jigs at 15 pound line. Not saying it's the best, but I think it's a good happy medium, or a good starting point to get that 15 pound line first. Now, on to my second line that I would say buy first. That's weird. Buy first, second line. But the second line I would say buy is going to be braid. This right here is by KastKing. See that? Braid there. This is 40. Yeah, 40 pound braid. Braided line, like I said earlier in the video, braided line floats. Okay, and braid, say, has 0 stretch in comparison to fluorocarbon or monofilament or copolymer. Okay, those other types of line. Braid floats, and 9 times out of 10, let's go with 9 times out of 10, I'm going to use braid for a topwater bait. And one of my favorite topwater baits is a frog. Okay, if you ever set a hook on a frog, it almost becomes instantly addicting, okay? It's nothing like you working your bait, like I said, frog, and something comes up, blows up on it, okay?
Got one, baby. Let's go.
Your freaking heart goes into shock for a split second. Give it a second, then set the hook, okay? That's the best advice I can give you for catching a bass and a frog, okay? Give her a second, okay? But you're gonna love it. You're gonna love setting a hook on a frog, period. No doubt in my mind.
You crushed it, baby.
But again, back to braid. Why I say braid is a great choice to buy as well. I'm kind of talking about buying 2 different lines, which would mean 2 different rods and reel setups. It's hard just to say one. Anybody experienced, let me know what you think in the comment section below. But let's just talk about the 2. Braid floats. Braid is 9 times out of 10 for your top water baits. The reason I say 9 times out of 10 because sometimes when you run a certain bait, something called a swim jig. You guys know what's the name? Greg Hackney. Greg Hackney is great with running a swim jig. And I can name a lot of other people who use swim jigs, but just one off the top of my head. You can run a swim jig with braid, actual regular jig with braid. And what I'm talking about is baits that are underwater with braid. I know I said braid float 9 times out of 10. I say, on top of the water, top water bait. But There's certain applications when you'll use braid. You just want that stronger tension. You see that was 40 pound compared to like 17 or 15, what I was talking about earlier. Braid's a lot stronger. Handles a lot more tension, pressure, all that. A rod set up with braid on it is almost essential because I love it. We're getting the warmer months coming up. I love a top water bite. Whether it be a frog, whether it be a spook, or whether it be some type of walking bait or buzz bait. This can be controversial because some people like to use different types of line for their top water baits, like monofilament or things like that. But personally, I'm gonna go with braid. It is nothing like setting that hook and you hearing that line, that braid line as you reel it. Are there any cons to braid? If you cast it and you get a bird's nest with braid, my personal experience, braid sucks to get out. Okay, it just sucks. Okay, it'll make its own knot, and it's the freaking smallest, hardest knot to ever get out. Just saying. As I said before in one of my other videos, getting birds in this period it isn't fun. But I really can't say too many of the cons with braid. Some people will tell you get 50-pound braid, 60-pound braid, things like that. I find with 40-pound braid, as I showed you, 40-pound braid, I feel that I get a longer cast, and I have not had an issue where I had to struggle with the fish or fighting a fish, or struggle getting a fish out of cover because I have 40-pound braid in comparison to, like I said, guys might say 50 or 65, 60 or some things like that. So I felt 40-pound braid is a good happy point for me. All these things are affordable. KastKing, like I said, the one I just showed you, that right there by KastKing, you get that right off Amazon. 40-pound braid, 547 yards worth. You'll spool up a good amount of times. But that's it. That's my top two. I know I said, which one do you want to buy first? But that's my top two fishing lines that I would definitely buy first. And yes, you can run braid on a spinning rod setup, but you have to have the right rod, okay? I'm not saying this is the best setup. Don't get me wrong. Don't come for me, okay? But I'm saying that it's possible. People have done it. When I say run braid, I'm not talking about braid to leader. And again, if you're a beginner, you'll look up braid to leader knots and all that stuff like that, what a leader is. But I'm talking about straight braid, straight braid to the bait. It is very possible. Again, I've seen some beginners do this and be successful. If you chose a spinning setup. The same concept applies for bait casters. You can run straight braid on a bait caster, or you can run straight fluorocarbon line on a bait caster as well. But all in all, that's what I feel like. I said, my top two that I would purchase first, I would be, let's go with fluorocarbon first, okay? Because that covers a lot more baits than what braid will, okay? Braid, again, is a specific use. But the moment you can get braid and get a frog tied on, get that sucker. But that's it for me. Like I said, I would purchase fluorocarbon first, around about 15-pound line as a happy medium. Yes, you can still run a crankbait. You can still run a bunch of different baits with 15-pound fluorocarbon line. I think that'd be a good starting point. Any other type of line, that's a whole nother subject and topic, another video, okay? Different video. But right now, for this crash course, like I said, I'm just talking about fluorocarbon and braid. I feel that's a good starting point for you guys. If you got any questions, by all means, leave it down in the comment section below. These type of videos are going to be on this one playlist, like a bass fishing for beginners crash course. And you'll see that on my page. All right, so now you guys got your braid versus fluoro or fluoro versus braid, which one to get first. Again, my opinion was go with fluorocarbon line. You can't go wrong with that. The next video in this series that you guys are going to see is how to spool a bait caster, and the concept can carry on to a spinning reel. Same concept when you're spooling up, putting your line on your actual rod and reel. So give you guys a couple days to go ahead and do your research. Like I said, what worked best for me was fluorocarbon, around about 15-pound test fluorocarbon line first, and then I got braid, a whole different rod and reel setup. So once you got your rod and reel, you got your line that you want. Now we're going to talk, on the next video, we're going to talk about how to spool up that rod and reel, okay? And again, that video, it'll cover spinning rod and a bait cast. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate you joining me today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. I do appreciate it. Again, If you guys got any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your support. Hit that bell so you guys can see all my videos when I post them every single week. Share with a friend. You never know who you might help. You never know who might want to get into bass fishing. May never, said something out in the open or out publicly. You never know who you can help. So definitely share the video. Again, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.